Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. Guys, we are in the final week of 3v3, and I've got a pretty good win streak. I've won all 10 of my matches so far, so we've got match number 11 here, the semifinals. I'm also on a 40 win streak with 40 match, I think, so doing pretty good. That it's better. It's unprecedented, frankly, like way better than I thought I'd ever do. But we can't just sit here and rest on our laurels. My opponent kept a lot for offense, and what I like to do when he does that kind of thing, I put a ton on defense. So what I end up doing, I put 3 Galactic Legends on, or keep 3 Galactic Legends for offense, and then basically put all of my other A-level teams on defense. And the Galactic Legends just kind of give us some flexibility. You guys will see how they interact with the match. I actually kept REY for the mirror match this time because I hadn't done that for like 2 seasons, so you guys will get to see that. It's going to be pretty interesting. So let me show you guys my defenses real quick. We're not going to spend a huge amount of time doing that, frankly. But here it is, guys. You can screenshot it or whatever. The teams on the far right are the ones on the top, in the top zone. The middle one obviously is the bottom zone, and then on the far left are my back zone teams. So I mean, none of the teams there are easy, guys. A couple B-level teams, like the Newt team. Honestly, in 5v5, it's almost like A- level, or 3v3, I should say, almost A- level, just because of how much synergy is going on. There's synergy with Separatists and Scoundrels everywhere in that squad. It's pretty cool. That Poggle team hits like crazy. They hit so hard. And otherwise, we've got, Jedi Revan, Jedi Luke, Supreme Leader Kylo, Commander Luke, so all the Lukes, well, some of them, Darth Revan, General Skywalker, the Fin Poe team. It's modified to have Nest on it to be less easy to counter with troopers. The Grievous team, Padme. We've got a lot of good teams on defense, and my opponent doesn't have terrible defense. It's he does keep a lot of it A-level teams. So here, let me show you guys his defense real quick. We'll go up top first here. So we've got Fin Poe. That's a pretty standard team. We've got the Rex team with 5s. Check it out, Relic 8 5s. So super tanky, and he built him just right. You guys will see. It's really tough to get through that 5s. The Grievous team, of course, shows he doesn't actually scout me that much. And then Padme up top, or sorry, on the bottom, and that's the team. These are the teams that we have to focus on first. He has the REY Han Chewie team, which is kind of a relic. It's kind of older, and it uses 2 good teams up at once if I can counter it. But if I can't, and it used to be a team that like no one could counter in one shot, but things have changed a little bit. There's a few more Galactic Legends now, etc. There's also a Commander Luke team with Chewpio. Pretty standard team. Probably should have been in the back, though. We'll talk about that more. And then a Bando team on defense as well. Pretty low relics. So one team good on defense in that front zone. The other ones are good teams, but I'll talk about a little bit why. There's maybe not the most optimal thing, but let's switch to the video first, guys, shall we? So here we are. Alright, apparently I just skipped ahead just a little bit. Let's rewind. Go immediately into this REY fight, guys. And I'm going to switch where my head is pointing. Okay, so, guys, we need to be doing ability block here. So, Hoda, you're tempted when they stun Basti right off the bat. You're tempted to just do a big heal from Hoda, but what you really need to be doing is dispelling that, putting Master's Training on Basti so she gets more potency, and then you want to just be able to land all that ability blocks. So what you're trying to do here, I'm tempted, you can see my hand hovered there for a minute. You want to do the whirlwind on Chewie if you can. You want to kill him, but we just can't. Not wise. Instead, you just need to spam Lifeblood, like at least 3 times in a row. So their REY, I'm pausing it for just 1 sec. Their REY is in their ultimate stance. Note their turn meter though, almost no turn meter. And they're slower when they're in their ult. So you you have to figure out like, because sometimes you'll get into your ult, and then you'll pop your ult, and their Rey went into it before you. Like, you can lap her, and so you don't want to do that. I put up enough lifeblood here that we can tank, if we need to, we can tank that big AoE. So I decided to just put up lifeblood here and chill for a little bit. Maybe should have healed, I don't know. I'd like to save that big heal just in case. There's no point in doing anything here other than just trying to stun. Pop our ult just in time. She does her AoE, does no damage here. And now we put the Master's Training on Rey. That doesn't call her to assist, but Basti does assist. And she gets ability block on Rey, which is super nice. Do the AoE. I have offense modding on my own Rey, so that's nice. Here's a mistake, guys. I call Rey here just to do a basic and buff her a little bit. No idea why. I should have just done a basic on Rey just to keep her from doing anything ill-advised, like putting lifeblood up. So got the whirlwind off, killed Chewie. Super nice to do that. Han is still sitting on a ton of extra protection though, because we let her get a lifeblood off that she shouldn't have, and so Han is like, he took a whirlwind actually, or whatever you call it, a big hit. Is that called whirlwind? I'm bad at names, but decided here. All right, we're just going to tank this if we have to. Like I've been spamming lifeblood, and her ultimate didn't do that much. And it's also it helps that she has no tenacity on her. She's just like pure health set, pure health. Like that's what she's got. So, kill Han, and we've gotten rid of the ads. We're doing okay. Just need to. I have my ult here, but it's kind of in this awkward place of like, well, would I kill her if I popped my ult now? Would she get her ult before? Let's just hang out for a while. Let's wait till she gets her ultimate, and then we'll go into ours and finish her off from that point. Because we've got time. We've got plenty of time here. 2 minutes left. There's only Rey. Do our whirlwind for fun. Try to get ability block. Land it. Super nice. So she only does basic. And, yeah, just basic. Biding our time. Maybe should have done a big hit, or done our big heal here. Decided to put all the buffs on Rey so that when she does do her ult, she has offense up, because it is impacted by that. Should have done the big heal from Hoda here just to get her up to max health. Didn't quite get it. And our ult ends up finishing her off, 53. It was nice. I hadn't done it for a couple months, so I was happy that I remembered how to do it, kind of. For the most part, now we've got CLS and Chewpio. This is a pretty classic team. This shows that my opponent didn't really scout. And clearly, like, I have a bot that actually tells me when his score increases, when his lifetime banners increase. And so at the start of the attack phase, immediately I could tell he had let it roll over, because he just got like the 1102 or whatever the starting defenses are. So he clearly just didn't scout me, just let it roll over. And if he had scouted me, he'd know that this team just gets, I beat it every time. It beat probably, I don't know, this is my 11th match. I bet I've beat, with Jedi Training Rey, I bet I beat like 7 Commander Luke teams or more this season. Maybe that's a wild and outlandish claim, I'm not sure, but like, I've done it enough times that I feel like I can talk about the strategy of it right now, and instead of telling you guys the mechanics, because we've done this so many times this season. Like, it's just not that tough. I modded the droids to have crit chance on them, and put a bunch of potency on Rey, and yeah, I mean, he didn't have hardly any extra tenacity on Commander Luke or Chewpio. Makes it super easy. So get a 53. Usually can't get a 54, but yeah, got the kill here. And now another easy one, guys. I'm gonna actually take a drink. It's Relic 3 Bando, and this is like, I normally don't use Geos as my go-to counter, but man, I mean, like, they just make this Bando team, like, it just makes this counter so viable. So you just want to prioritize killing Mando. He goes into his, like, I need to poop stance, and we can move on. We kill him. Need to kill Kuil first, just in case. We don't want any revive shenanigans on IG-11. Kuil can't be crit here. I decided to try something new. This team, like, you just don't get 54 banners against you. You get a 51, and that kind of sucks a little bit if you're going for efficiency, but after I killed REY in the way that I did, like, I'm pretty good on efficiency. So got Quill out of the way, and now I'm gonna drink something like I threatened or promised to. Watch how right now we're on track, guys. We're gonna get a 54, no problem, no problem. We're close. All right, still close. Gonna get a 54. Finish him. Oh, wait. He's got to do an AoE. One final FU AoE and 51. 51. God wills it. Dear Lord. But we got through the back zone. 51 is what you expect going into it. And now we can move on. Let's move on, guys. So, in the back, no Galactic Legends. Just like I scouted. All passable teams, but nothing super threatening. All B-level-ish teams, B+. And so immediately we're going up top here. Just try to kill the teams up top to see what ships there are. Honestly, I had to just jump around in 3v3. I do the ones that are kind of predetermined. And once again, this is avoidable, guys. I use this Grievous or this Mothra team to kill Grievous every time. I've done it for 2 seasons now. Like, I failed one time, but this is a very consistent counter, unless you've done some crazy modding on Grievous, which this is actually the closest Mothra's ever gotten to dying. So, you know, I decided, I've done it so many times, guys, and it takes a while, so I sped up the fight by 50%. Like, we've been here, done that. I did put the heal up on Mothra a little bit earlier than usual, and it's just such a hard team to gauge how, you know, how to go from like 51 to 54. Sometimes it's just easy, sometimes you don't get it. It's just like, it's like the will of the Force. Like, will I get a 51 or will I get a 54 or something in the middle? Get the promotion on the ad, so that's pretty cool. And then immediately forget to use his ad ability, so which is actually really helpful here because we need more damage. This Grievous seemed a little more tanky than other Grievouses actually, so we really did need that extra damage from the ad. Decided to heal everyone up with Mothra here because I just, one thing I could do better, guys, is pay attention to when he does his AoE. So he's in the red, about to kill him, super close. He does his AoE, one more FU AoE because he's a separatist, and that's what they do apparently. Still managed to get a 52 somehow, but was on track to get another 54. Frustrating roll, and now. Alright, this one's pretty interesting, guys. One of the byproducts of them only having one Galactic Legend on defense is, and me being able to kill it with a team that doesn't require Watt, is now I can use Watt to kill ignorant teams like this. So they've got Relic 8 5s, if you remember. A pretty quick Rex. Barriss, though, she cleanses all the things. You know, we put a 2-turn stun on 5s. She takes a turn and immediately just dispels it. She just eats that debuff for fun. And now, check this one out, guys. This one actually was a little concerning for a little bit because, and I think I would do it differently. I'll tell you why in a minute, but, okay, so watch how when 5s hits me, I hit him back and it heals him. Like, I'm doing some crits or whatever, you know, and Rex can't kill us because we've got the permataunt, and we're immune to the Rexecute ability here. So we're safe in terms of DPS, like they just can't kill us. But watch how 5s is only a half health to start with and shoots me twice, and 5s immediately just heals himself a bunch. It's so ludicrous. Meanwhile, we have First Order Executioner. Every time he's hitting, he's gaining max damage, so he's ramping up damage. He'll eventually be able to one-shot these guys. I think what I would have done differently here is I'm targeting 5s, but I think maybe I should have just killed Rex, and then 5s would have sacrificed, give him Rex all his stats, and I was like, well, what's the point of killing Rex first if then he's just going to be just as tanky as 5s? And here's the truth of the matter, though, guys, is 5s doesn't transfer armor, and he also doesn't transfer mechanics. And the thing that was really screwing me, you see, I'm adapting to the mechanics a little bit. I'm using KRU. I'm not hitting 5s, because 5s is just going to heal himself up. But once again, he's in yellow. Hits Kylo Ren unmasked, Didn't healed himself up, and then Fox got tired of the shenanigans and just ended things. But I could have killed Rex there, and then we'd have had a Super Rex, but he still wouldn't have done any damage, and he doesn't have the extra armor, and he doesn't hit back. He doesn't gain a ton of health on the on our hitbacks, so it would have been a lot better. Anyways, we got a 54. It didn't matter that much, but I think it would have been more optimized to do it the other way. Now they've got a Fin Po team, so it's the social contract team. People are gonna stop taking this pretty soon, I think, because people are realizing just how good Imperial troopers are. But note, I got the stun on both of the other Resistance heroes. Managed to kill them both, get a twofer with Chewie. Finn got his taunt off, so that was useful for everyone involved, and I killed him for 54. We're just tearing through these teams, guys, like, not even close. Like, very little resistance here. I mean, I already killed their resistance team. That was REY, right? And I guess I killed the Fin Po team, so I guess there is some resistance. The way this works, guys, this is one of my favorite counters. I'll let you guys rewind if you want, but my Thrawn is the fastest here. He passes the turn to Traya, and because they don't have a pre-taunt, immediately we can just put Isolate on Padme so that neither of these guys can gain any of the bonus protection that she hands out. So now, and then ideally, if your guys are fast enough, which mine apparently weren't, ideally you would just have Thrawn go and fracture Anakin, so then they really can't do any damage for a while. But they did get a taunt off with General Kenobi. He's also a Jedi, but that's not what people call him. They don't call him Jedi Kenobi. At least the people that I like don't call him that. So I did fracture Kenobi. May as well just remove him for a little bit. Now I did something a little weird here. Anakin is in fracture right now, so he can't actually take a turn. I was like, oh, I can just kill Anakin really easily while he's in fracture. That's not a problem. He's not taking bonus turns. Padme is still isolated. And then I did a bunch of like kind of administrative attacks, so to speak. Handing off Isolate again, reapplying Isolate, and not killing Anakin. So we actually ended up getting a turn. Didn't really matter that much, but a little sloppy on my end. I probably should have just done an Annihilate on Anakin and called it good. Or just killed Padme and then isolated Anakin. That might have been okay. That would have been a worse option, but it's still better than what I did. So what I'm trying to do here, guys, you can't quite see all of Thrawn's health. Or protection. He doesn't quite have full protection, so I'm trying to draw it out just a little bit. And you'll note if you watch this in replay, Traya is a lot of times actually reducing reducing cooldowns on Thrawn instead of on Nihilus, just so that he can loop the fracture a little bit faster, and loop fracture, and then pass the turn, then fracture again, if Traya is kind of accommodating that. So it does work. That it's pretty smooth, guys. As long as your Thrawn is faster than their Padme, you're just golden. Like, it's not bad at all. In the back, no GT2 fleets, but we've got a bottom zone full of just like random annoying teams. I do have 2 Galactic Legends still though, so we have to choose 2 teams we kill with B-level teams. And one thing I will say, guys, I put so much on defense that I wasn't feeling super comfortable here. Didn't have a ton of teams that I was really happy with. Like, they're all just B-level teams too, so we're killing B-level teams with B-level teams, and honestly, it kind of makes the fight more interesting if we're doing that instead of me just slaying his B-level teams with A-levels and him doing the same. Like, it just gets boring. I'd rather see someone be able to execute, some of these B-level teams. So we're using Vader here. Droidico is only gear 12, so managed to just kill him with whatever it's called, with a basic. I took Red Trooper here just because he does so many cool things. Like, he just follows Vader around as he's doing his hits, his merciless massacre, and yeah, it's just funny. Okay, so this was kind of funny, guys. Mothra here, as long as Mothra doesn't have the least health and protection, you can use Bounty Hunters with Bossk lead. So I taunt with Bossk, he gets Frenzy, Grief sends everyone to assist. It's a special, so Bossk, who has Frenzy, goes again. The person who was on Gambit Fight Night with us, Yeti, was like, no, don't taunt with Bossk. No, you can't do that. Like, oh no, like, what have you done? And I'm like, well, like, Grief just takes the turn, and then Bossk gets another turn right away, and he's like, oh, really? He just didn't know that part of what Frenzy did, which I don't know what he thought Frenzy did, but anyways, we got this team super easy. Wedge, and Biggs and Mothra, just not a good team on defense, guys. Just not. Maybe, gosh, I would never place that team on defense, guys. I just don't advise it. Please don't do it. Okay, so we've got 2 Galactic Legends left. We're gonna do this team. A couple concerns. If their Kylo, their OG Kylo gets basics on me a lot, he can put healing immunity on me. They can do a lot of damage. I put Link on KRU and Red Trooper here because you can see my cursor kind of hovering over their OG Kylo. I wasn't sure how the AI would react to me removing all of his protection through Link, because if I did that, maybe he would just do his AoE. I don't know if he would do his AoE the whole time, if he would just do his big hit all the time. I didn't want him to be spamming his big hit for sure, because that could maybe threaten us. So decided to just avoid the question and kill him the old-fashioned way with lightning to the face. Got a 55, and we're cruising, guys. We got 1 squad left, this Dooku weirdness. I thought about taking my own Bando here. I think Bando works. I think you beat this, but you have that random chance of Jango maybe just like one-shotting Bando, and then if that happens, you probably lose. Maybe not. Like, Queel and IG can kind of just do their own thing, but may as well. Like, we have Jedi Master Luke. Why not try? I told people in the stream, I'm like, you guys ready to see the most embarrassing 51 you'll ever get? Because I don't have any characters here. Like, I don't have Hoda, I don't have Shakti, who can regenerate protection on these guys. Like, it's pretty obvious I was going to win, but they were going to steal enough banners. Like, they'd set me on fire, they'd do all kinds of stuff. I'd probably just lose. So you can see I'm trying to get my banners here, guys. Trying to get my protection back on Ki-Adi-Mundi. He can do that from his protection state. You can see his taunting and everything, but he did recover his protection, and now we can. The only other form of protection we have here is through the Jedi Master Luke, assist call, and so we're decided to try. We're trying to call everyone to assist. Or Jango's about to die here, though. We can't stun Jango. Well, now we can stun him with Ayla. Well, not here anymore, but like, Ayla can't stun him because she can't when he's in heal damage immunity. Dear Lord, it's late. So she can't kill him when he's in healing whatever you guys know, when he's can't be hurt, because her damage is she has to damage someone in order to stun. Anyways, long story short, we did manage to get just enough healing. They didn't do enough damage. We got 54, and now we're on to fleets. So awesome. Pretty efficient so far. And he's got Raddus. You can note that I kept this in. I started with Spy as the starter because I wanted to have Vulture to come in after Raddus does all of her abilities to get rid of debuffs. Her cleanse, that's the word I'm looking for. Once she does that, then Vulture comes in and puts Buzz Droids on it. But I kind of timed things poorly. You guys will see. This can be a really sketchy fight, and that's kind of what it turned into. So it started off strong. I was able to stun their the Rey's Millennium Falcon before it could go, and it did take a turn. Didn't actually do anything because it was stunned. So do the AoE here, get rid of that foresight, and here I got a little unlucky. Couple ships got their Buzz Droids and everything. So that was cool, but Houndstooth, this can be a really tricky team to kill with Malevolence, because you can get stuck behind the Houndstooth, as the rest of the resistance team just totally pounds your hindquarters. So, you know, and REY in the starting lineup, she can do a lot of damage. This team actually killed Solo's entire, like, an AoE from REY just like killed his entire team in the match before. It was quite impressive. It was kind of fun, but even as I was like, uh-oh, that's not great for him. Anyways, things aren't going great, guys. They haven't used their cleanse ability. Normally they use it by now. And so I'm like, do I call Vulture in? Do I play the long game? What do I do? Trying to figure it out. And meanwhile, like, Solo and Yeti, the two people who are on with me, they've been drinking a lot, and so they're like telling me how to play this match. Like, I don't even know how to. They're like, oh, well, you realize that Hyena can target out of can ignore taunts, right? That kind of thing. Like, I don't think that maybe they didn't say that, but it was a similar level of like, you don't really know what's going on, do you, Xaereth? And I'm like, well, honestly, if we're being honest, like, maybe I don't. But that it was super distracting me. And at that point, Yeti told me that she had used her cleanse ability the last turn, and so I blindly believed him, not realizing just how much alcohol he'd consumed. So it was wrong. I did. So I had Vulture come in. Everyone's blinded. Everyone's buzzed. I'm like, yes, okay, we're good. And immediately after I did that, then Raddus cleansed all of it. So that wasn't great. I did get a lucky break killing Houndstooth kind of early-ish in the fight. But Cad Bane comes in, he gets a twofer, and it's close, man. Like, it's gonna be a messy result regardless. Watch how close Hyena gets to death. It is scary, man. Super scary. Glad that Houndstooth is gone, because we got breached on everyone. We're gonna dispel everyone by bringing in the Ebon Hawk. You know, the priority here now is like, man, I think Raddus is gonna get get an ult pretty soon, and if they do, we're maybe in trouble here. Look at how close Hyena is to death. Finally got our ult here, so Raddus can't go crazy for at least a couple more turns. Gotta finish off these guys as much as we can. There's Buzz Droids on Cad, so I can call assists, kill him. Super sketchy, guys. Like, just about to die here. Hyena's on death's door. They're dodging everything. I mean, they do have foresight a lot, so I realized that that's the thing. But I was foolish, didn't put Buzz Droids on Poe when I thought I could just like one-shot him, or at least two-shot him, and even two-shotting him didn't work. But thank God, finally got the win. Hyena didn't even die. 56 banners, and very far on the line of shame. On the other side, the wrong side, but still got the win. So now Yeti kind of argued with me about doing this counter as well. Rebels, I mean, it is scary. On the surface, it's super scary, but as long as you just jump down the throat of this team, you can totally, if you just kill the bomber before, like, this was good RNG. Like, we killed bomber before bomber even got to do the AoE, so that was nice. You don't need to kill the bomber before that, but it adds a lot. So killed the gauntlet, and now it's like, we could just finish this. Let's just bring in Cassian and nuke that Vader. And that's what we did. 67 banners, guys. And at this point, man, we've been drinking, or they'd been drinking for 4 hours. No one even noticed, so I waited for a little bit. I was like, dude, Yeti, like, look at this score. He didn't, I don't think he cared. They were talking about pizza, I think. So, yeah, we have guests. He was a good guest. I just, it was funny. So then I sat there for a long time, but no one in the stream even, like, acknowledged my good score. So, we can move, however, to what the results were. My opponent waited for a long time to attack. Sorry about the black screen. I should have paused it before that, but let me find this. I'll give you instant gratification. How did I do? They did attack, and here we are, guys. He couldn't clear. He couldn't clear. He kept everything for offense. Darth Revan, Jedi Luke, 3 Galactic Legends, all the things. Got through my front zone predictably pretty well. I think I got a 48 somewhere on this zone, which is nice because I got a pretty good score. If he had any more 48s, it was going to be really tough. Even if he one-shot me, it was going to be really tough. So, once again, he one-shot me. Once again, also not a surprise. And then he went into ships, and when you go into ships before squads, you know that maybe it's not going, like, maybe the guy's a little nervous, but I got like a 52 on Negotiator, I believe. Or maybe it was on, I don't remember. I think it was Negotiator. Don't remember what they got on Executrix, but 52, I was like, alright. It's a lot of drops. And then they went into this zone, immediately went in against Kylo, couldn't kill him, dropped a battle there, and that sealed the deal. I for sure win. Then attacked Jedi Luke, lost, scratched the paint a little bit on Old Ben, and then got a 54 on Commander Luke randomly. I'm like, did you just like have Jedi Master Luke saved up? I don't know, it was weird. They went in and killed Luke with something, no idea what it was, and then tried a couple on Jedi Revan, noped out, and just left the fight. So, pretty good win. He kept a lot of things on offense. Yeah, our B-level teams managed to get through it, and honestly, guys, that's how you do it. Like, put everything on defense that you can, and then beat the guy with B-level teams. Like, at the end of the day, I had a couple decent teams left, but nothing much. Not much. Like, I was pretty maxed out that fight. I used almost all of the teams that I like to use. So, that's something to think about, guys. If you can somehow max out your defense to the point where you can use all of your good teams on offense and basically be like, wow, I didn't really have much left if I failed any of these. Like, I'm not sure that's exactly where you want to be. Like, it's dangerous for sure, but that's like, in my opinion, that's the pinnacle of efficiency. It's not getting 2670s or more. It's making it so the guy has to slog his way through all of your crazy zones and then maybe not even full clear, even if he has a really strong offense. So we're going to try to do it again next match, facing a guy who I think is also efficiency, but his history is a little bit more worrisome. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can get another win, and then we get 3 consecutive seasons of wins in a row, which is crazy. I've never even gotten 2 in a row. Maybe we get 3. Who knows? We're going to try for it tomorrow, though. And I'm just going to let you go, guys. So thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.